Greetings, everyone. Well, yesterday I got my lumber package for the walls delivered and all the beams, and I'll take you for a quick walk around that before we get started on today's project. So here's a shot of the beams. I think these three big monsters right here are for the porte-cochere. And then I got the next three biggest ones are probably for the outdoor living in the back. And then I have the other three, or I'm sorry, those two there. I think it's the two on top and the one that's over there is for the outdoor living on the in-law. And then the other two beams here are interior beams for the living room. And then these are some special headers for going over the garage. These are all 6x6s. Here's my 16-foot stuff, 2x4s, 2x6s for plates, bottom plates and top plates. Got some more 6x6s and 4x6s. Or I'm sorry, 6x6s and 6x8s. Everything over the windows is just 6x8s, and then wall studs and a few longer ones for an interior wall that has to be 10 feet high. So those are wall studs at 10 foot, and the other ones are wall studs at 9 foot. And then we have the zip R sheathing, which is going to be my shear wall and siding. And you can get a little glimpse of it here. So it's got the it's 7/16, so a little bit more than 3/8 of OSB, but it has a waterproof coating on it, and then it has foam insulation behind it, which has an R rating of 3.6. So the whole house, all the walls will already have an R 3.6 continuously around the whole house. So basically what that will do is reduce the thermal bridging, which is where a wall stud is, because on a wall stud we'll have, in between the wall studs we'll have our 23, but anywhere that stud is, a 2x6 stud I think is only like maybe an R5 or 6, something like that. Just wood alone is not a good insulator, so any heat that hits the siding will travel right through that wall stud, and that's why your walls warm up. Well, having this continuous band of insulation should take care of that thermal bridging. So anyway, that's the lumber package that got delivered today. Took two lumber trucks to bring it all. What I'm going to work on today is I'm going to start with trimming off this extra vapor barrier that was sticking out, because I want to come along through here with some liquid flashing, and I want to seal this also, and then anywhere where these mudsills butt up I want to seal as well. So I'll have basically sealant from the concrete all the way up to the floor gap, and just I'm trying to get that air sealed because we want the house tight. Any time you have cold air getting in your house, you're losing efficiency. So the idea is to make this as airtight as possible, and that's where we're going to start. All right, I am down to the last little section on the house of cutting away the excess vapor barrier. Oops. Let's get over here. Oh, that one broke off too. All right. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to get my battery-powered blower and blow off all the sawdust here before we seal it up. I've been kind of dying to use that blower. I bought it a few weeks ago. It's the Milwaukee Compact M18, so let's go grab that. There we go. All right, there we have it. Cute little fellow. I was wondering why it wasn't blowing very hard, and then I realized there's 3 settings here. So low, medium, and high. This is the product that I'm going to use to seal the mudsills to the concrete and the little seam between the mudsill and the Advantech floor. I didn't realize there's already glue, a bead of glue across there, but you know, double redundant, triple redundant, whatever you want to call it, sealing this all up. So this is Liquid Flash by Zip System. It's the maker, same maker who's makes that siding that I showed you earlier. I believe it's Huber, H-U-B-E-R. That makes the Zip and all these products. So we're gonna try this Liquid Flash, and there was a couple ways I saw to apply that. You could either get a cheap little spatula or get one of those cheap paintbrushes and then trim off the bristles so it's a little bit stiffer, and that'll help you push this around. This stuff's pretty liquidy, I think, so you could push it with the brush or sculpt it with the spatula, taping knife, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm going to need to cut the tip off a little bit. It's not giving me a very big bead to work with. So let me do that and we'll be right back. All right, got a little bit bigger bead going, so let's see what this does. All right, it's definitely thicker than I thought it would be. I thought it was really runny. I think this liquid flash is doing a pretty good job of air sealing that up. I especially like it anywhere those sills came together and there was a gap, so filling those up is nice. So I'm running about a 3/8 inch bead down there on the bottom, and then the top doesn't need as much because it's pretty tight and a lot of it has glue in it already. So I'm just kind of running a thin one there. Oh, I missed a little joint there. Been trying to hit these two right there. All right, so got the mudsill all sealed up. I started here in this corner, went all the way around the house and came back to here. And then I had a little bit of the caulking left in the tube, so went around and sealed up a bunch of the penetrations where the hold down bolts poke up through, just so I didn't have a partial tube of caulking laying around. So, and then when I get ready to put the walls over there, over those, I'll fill in the rest. And I also want to do the plumbing pipes and whatnot, but I think I'll get a couple of chunks of that rock wool insulation to tuck in there and kind of fill in some of those bigger gaps before I seal it up. And it'll hold the caulking so I don't waste a whole tube on every one of those holes. Well, hopefully you picked up some tips from today's video. I want to thank you all for watching, and we will see you on the next one.